Good morning, Last City. Stanley here with you, and it's time for our first reset in Season 19. Every new week in this town, staler than month-old bread brings eons to grind. But you'll be lucky if half that gear makes it into the meta, let alone survives it. Now, on to the news. With the power cap pushed to 1590, players have plenty of pinnacles to gather. However, before we get into all that fun stuff, we need time to speak on Eververse's favorite time of the year, full of holiday cheer, the Dawning. The event brings back its seasonal event cards, triumphs, weapons, and cookies. Past Dawnings saw the introduction of event-themed weapons. Hopefully this year's Pulse performs a Dawning miracle and is actually good. Though I must say the new Dawning armor is exactly what Stacy's mom has got going on. While the tower's jolly decor is in full swing, Oryx's niece is screaming bah humbug from the top of the Scarlet Keep. This week, Guardians will storm the castle and battle the hive Grinches that are attempting to steal the Dawning. Unstoppable ogres and barrier knights will blow the unaware, unlucky, and unprepared to the wipe stream to rob you, yes you, of your Dawning cookies. Don't let them, Guardian. Also, Arcburn is active, so mind those wizards. Since Guardians won't have a new raid until Lightfall, shoot Oryx into Chussie once more to obtain your raid pinnacle. Guardians interested in double loot should be happy to know that the straightforward Gaze Amaze challenge is active until December 20th, 10 a.m. Pacific. Simply have that gaze holder stand in a pool of reclaimed light when swapping gazes, and the loot is yours. For Guardians in need of a reprieve from 7-year-old Kingsfall, Garden of Salvation rotates back into the pinnacle slot. Garden, in my humble opinion, is the second best raid next to Last Wish. Within the Black Garden, Guardians may claim the once OP Sacred Providence, Vexified Fatebringer, Reckless Oracle, Accrued Redemption, Prophet of Doom, Zealot's Reward, Omniscient Eye, and the much PvE sweat-hated Divinity. Continuing with our moon theme is the Pit of Hershey Kisses, returning to the Pinnacle Pool. Though the weapons are lackluster, the dungeon is filled with hive murder fun. Our next story is for the collectors and sad saps that review weapons. Gambit gets its Dawning spirit on with bonus ranks awarded to those willing to sell their souls and sense of fun to obtain the new seasonal Pulse rifle. We at Tower News implore you to think of your dignity first and loot second. Crucible enthusiasts, if there are any left, may partake in mayhem in this week's Rotator playlist. Throw your grenades before Shax leaves coals in your stockings, and for the love of the traveler, don't run tether or stasis. Get in the spirit of Dawning, don't be a fun-hating, non-whammon-having mayhem troller. With the reset covered, it's time to check in on the tower. How did we repair the entire fallen refugee sector in a matter of days when it's taken years just to douse the fires on the best girl boy NB tower? It makes more sense when you don't think about it. Eva is once more here with all your favorite Dawning bounties and a nice tree. This week, Banshee has Perseus D, a Hawkeye scout that, if I remember, no, that was Frontier Justice. Or was it something else? I can't remember, but there was originally a not Jade Rabbit when Jade Rabbit wasn't in the game, and we had like a legendary version that did what Jade Rabbit did, but I'm pretty sure it's not Perseus D. It does have Hawkeye Breach ornaments, which are finally useful, unless that update didn't go through yet. Whirlpool Weapon, bonus damage against vehicles and guardians and their super. Shoot to loot, kinda weird perk. Accurized rounds and arrowhead rake, but honestly, there are way better scout rifles out there. The Syncopation 53, a gun that you can craft with a far better roll than Headstone. Though this does look interesting for PvE if you like turning enemies into stasis crystals with Outlaw and High Cal. Those in dire need of a hand cannon can continue to look elsewhere because the Katana 57, though has moving target, has compulsive reloader, accurized rounds, and fluid barrel. I mean, And a range masterwork, it's kinda decent, but be honest, there are far better hand cannons in the game. Once more, the Fugue 55 is here, this time with firing line and 4th times the charm and accurized rounds, or steady rounds. So, Guardians needed a PvE sniper, could do a hell of a lot worse. Also returning once more is a very uncreatively named Typhon Grenade Launcher 5, this time with Frenzy, the most hated perk in the game for me, because it is useless and just never activates in the Crucible, and in PvE there you have far better damage perks. And I do not know how many weeks I need to tell you to go craft your Taipans, but go craft your Taipans and don't buy it from Banshee, okay? You have Taipan at home. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The pay to win! We're buying this on principle because we collect shaders. But look at that armor. Oh, it is pretty to look at. So pretty. But unless you can get pieces of it for Bright Dust, I would not advise spending 1,500 silver, because 1,500 silver is a lot of silver. But that finisher? That is just good fun. Also added is a solo fist bump. Because sometimes you can't count on the other person. Baking them beautiful RNG cookies. For those who actually have Bright Dust saved up, you can get the new Dawning armor for Bright Dust if you saved it up. Which I did not. I'm like 4K off. Because we don't get much Bright Dust from our boonies. Kind of annoying there, Bungie. Kind of annoying. For Bright Dust, we could have a spectacular, flamboyant Anarchy ornament if only Anarchy wasn't nerfed and was still the beast it was. A sweet entrance. Pun intended. A beautiful ship. A mini sparrow to bring mirth. A festive ghost gel. A snowball fight emote. Because sometimes you just gotta hit RNG in the face. Honestly, the Dawning event is, from an aesthetic standpoint, one of my personal favorites. I just wish I had the Bright Dust to buy the armor. Though if we are lucky, bits of it will pop up for sale. Maybe. Hopefully. A boy can dream. Now that's all we at Tower News have for you today. Thank you all for watching and have yourselves a fantastic week.